Hello, everyone. So you got people joining in. Well, we got a lot of people in today so far, and we got our YouTube people, and we got about, we got some more people waiting to get into the meeting. Hello, everyone. So you got people joining in. All right. If I can get, let me. Got a lot of people here today. People want to call on the phone. We got our. You want to get into the thing here? Give me a second. We got some more people waiting to get into the meeting. Andre, let me give you a call back. I'm in a class. All right. All right. Let me fix my mic here for a second, because it's not. All right, there we go. Is that better?
I can hear you.
I know you can hear me, but I'm trying to get it to where it's on my mic, on my headset mic. It's not on my headset mic, and I don't want any of this background noise. Hold on. Let me go to my mic. Probably we got a lot of people in here today. A lot of people in here today. So just give me a moment. Give me a moment to fix my mic. Security, chat, more. Where's my mic? Waiting room participants. Y'all give me just a moment. I'm trying to fix my microphone here.
Oh, I'm out. She want him. She gone.
All right. If I can have everybody to mute their mics, so we don't have the feedback, because we still got a lot of people who are joining still, and we don't want to have all the feedback once we start. I am trying to take care of my mic problem here. Reaction screen. Mute. Okay, here we go. Speaker. Here we go. All right, there we go. That's better. Is that better, everybody? That's better. Kind of give me some hands up. So that's better. That's better. That's better. That's better. That's better. All right, cool. That's what I was looking for. All right. All right. Why is everybody on my Zoom today?
Information.
We got about 50, 60 people on here, and another 13 or so. We got 24 and another in the waiting room still waiting. And we got people on YouTube looking. So everybody's here to learn what to do. And what are y'all here to find out today? All right. Let me go ahead and start my recording. Let me go and start my recording so I can record this. Start my recording. Go to this computer. All right. Good evening, everybody. Everybody's here on this Sunday afternoon. I want to welcome y'all to my home. We're here on a Sunday. I'm here, and I put this information out here that I guess everybody's here because they want to become a quiet millionaire within the trucking industry. Okay. Can any of you tell me what your idea of a quiet millionaire is? So I know what you all are expecting.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Well, I think a quiet millionaire is a person who just makes his money quietly without all the drama of like a rap star.
Okay, that's my thing. Someone said, two people said passive income. That's exactly what it is. Passive income is what's called that's that quiet money. Because in the trucking, everybody knows that there's money to be made in the trucking industry. We proved that. Y'all see me go from homeless to where I am now. I mean, let's face it, I'm all over YouTube, I'm all over Facebook. I went to this morning, I got up and went to what's the place called? I can't think of the Golden Corral for breakfast this morning. I went to Golden Corral for breakfast this morning, and someone there recognized me and said, "Hey, ain't you the guy that trains people how to dispatch freight on YouTube?" I go, "Yeah." And it was like, "Man, I've been watching you since you was homeless and you was broadcasting, when you was on the street." He said, "Man, you sure don't come up." I said, "Well, that's the trucking industry for you." And we got into a long conversation, and we talked about the trucking, the industry. Now, but now somebody's got a lot of background noise going on. If you're making sounds or eating or anything like that, mute your mic. Because I hear everything you say. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Mute your mic. Okay. Because that's gonna come through on all the recordings. Okay, so we don't want to, we don't want to hear you smacking. So please mute your mic. Someone got their hand up. Hold on here. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can mute everybody for a second because we've got a lot of noise here. All right. All right. There we go. Now everybody's muted. If you need to ask me something, you can unmute yourself. But I had to mute everybody because it causes distortion, especially if you got things going on in the background, television set on, or kids playing, or you're eating, or any little thing you're doing, it picks up on these microphones. So it kind of distorts the whole broadcast. And when I put it on YouTube, I don't want people to say, "Hey, great information, but what's up with all that background noise?" Okay, so let's kind of quaff that. All right. As I was saying, everybody knows that there's a lot of money to be made in the trucking industry. We've always known that. Okay. You see these trucks running up and down the road all the time, 24/7. They never stop. And if you look around you all, if you all just look around you right now, literally everything you see around you, the clothes you're wearing, the equipment that we're using on the computers, the food that we eat, the cars that we drive, the homes that we live in, the furniture, nail polish, toothpaste, every single, our eyeglasses, every single thing, even the very ground that we walk on, the pavement, the paint that it goes to paint the roads, the gravel, the asphalt, the traffic lights, everything you see around you, everything came on the back of a truck before it got to its final destination. That's how big and how powerful and how profitable the trucking industry is. Nothing stops the trucking industry. The pandemic proved that, did it not? These last 2 years proved that nothing interrupts trucking and freight. When everyone else was losing their jobs, when everyone else was worried about how they're gonna make ends meet, my neighbors out here, my neighborhood, they're looking at me and saying, "Well, how come y'all keep buying cars and keep doing this and this and we got to go to the food bank because everything shut down because of the pandemic and we can't keep making money." But you just seem to be going right along because I'm in the trucking industry. Nothing stopped the trucking industry. People in the trucking industry made more money in 2020 and 2021 than they did in 2019, 18, and 17. I did. Many of my students did. A lot of truck drivers did. So that's the trucking industry. It is full of possibilities. Now, here's the great thing about the trucking industry. People think that you have to actually drive a truck to make money in the trucking industry, or you actually have to be a dispatcher or a freight broker or someone somewhere on that, what I like to call that structural foundational type of revenue. That's what I call structural foundational revenue. Why? Because it's revenue that can build quickly once you get into the area. If you become a truck driver, you're gonna start making money pretty fast. The day you graduate, you get a job, you get out there, you start driving trucks, you're making money. Okay? The average truck driver earns about $70,000 per year. That's a company driver. The average company driver earns somewhere between $40,000 and $70,000 per year. That's a company driver. wanting to work for a company. Now, some companies pay more than others, but that's what the average company driver makes. The average owner-operator makes between $80,000 and $250,000 per year. You have many owner-operators that make $500,000, $3, $4, $500,000 a year with one truck. One truck. Okay? Because rates are steadily going up. The freight is good. Everything's paying well now with freight, and the trucking industry is just making money hand over fist. Now, that's what I call the structural foundational revenue. Why? Because you come into it as a freight broker or a dispatcher, as I've shown you all, you can very easily build your money very quickly. And I'm gonna show y'all something here. Let me start sharing my screen here real quick. Find the share button. I got all this stuff up in there. Let me share my screen here for y'all real quick. And I'm gonna pull up my calculator. Let's grab this calculator. That's what we got. All right. I want everybody to take a look at this calculator. All right. The average truck, okay, in this industry, the average truck travels at a speed of 65 miles an hour, because most trucks are governed. For those of you who don't know what government means, that means they put a limit or a block on how fast the truck can go. So most trucks are governed at 65 miles per hour. Now, some owner operators have their trucks that are ungoverned, they can travel faster. So that means the truck can only move approximately 60 to 70 miles per hour at any given time. The average truck out there only gets about 5.56 miles to the gallon. Not very much fuel mileage. Every truck out there is governed by the rules of what? Hours of service, okay? Federal government, DOT, Federal Motor Carrier Association says that a truck driver can only drive so many hours before they have to shut down for 10 hours rest, before they can start back driving again, okay? They can drive 3 hours, then have to take a half-hour break, then they can drive another 7 hours, okay? But they can only drive 11 total hours before they have to shut down and drive again. So with that being said, okay, the average truck driver is only going to be able to move about 600, 650 miles max when delivering freight in one driving shift before they got to shut down. Now, let's take into account the average load out there. The average load fee right now is right at about $2 per mile. The average over-the-road load goes about 750 miles. Some go less, some go more. But they average about 750 miles. So at $2 per mile times 750 miles, that gives the average load fee right now is about $1,500 per load. That's on average. Some are less, some are higher. Some have lower miles, some have higher rates per mile, but the average overall is about $1,500 per load on load fee. Now, we've already established that a truck can only travel about 625 to 650 miles per day before they got to shut down for the driving shift, right? Now, if the average load is going 750 miles, that means it's going to take a truck driver at least a day and a part of another day to make that run. So how many loads can they run in a week based on those numbers? No more than 4. 4 loads per week. So if the average load fee is $1,500 times 4 loads per week, that gives a truck driver $6,000 per week. Okay? That's on average. Some are higher, some are less. If you're doing dedicated, it's much higher. If you're not doing dedicated, it's going to be around that number right there. Now, let's look at what we call some of our, what I call structural foundational revenue. Okay? Structural foundational revenue is like when you become a dispatcher or a freight broker. Okay? Let's use dispatch because it's fairly easy to get into, and I know a lot about it. A dispatcher can charge anywhere from 3 up to about 12% of the load fee when he's dispatching for trucks. I charge 10%. That's what I recommend all my students do. So if a dispatcher is charging 10% on that right there, he's averaging about $600 per week per truck driver. Now, this is what I mean by you can build structural income pretty fast. And you can build and you can scale that pretty much like clockwork. And here's what I'm talking about. If you only get 5 owner operators, right? That's your dispatching for. You're going to do about $150,000 a year on just 5 owner operators. Okay? And let me show you, and let me demonstrate that for you. We've shown here that by having 1 owner operator, you're dispatching for that 1 owner operator, he's running 4 loads per week, and he's only doing about $6,000 per week. Your temperature gives you $600, right? Now, I'm going to show you how simple it is to get that 5 owner operators, okay? What I'm doing right now, I'm setting the basis for showing you all the difference between that foundational structural income and that passive income, which turns you into a quiet millionaire, okay? On the structural side, if you went out, if you made 50 calls per day, with our platform, we give our students access to every owner operator registered in the United States. That's roughly about 600,000 owner operators. And they get their numbers, their name, their email address, their cell phone number, the whole 9 yards. So they can call them up at random. We also provide them with the script. Hey, Mr. Owner Operator, hey, how you doing? My name is Calvin Butler, and I own RBBS Transport LLC. And I see you have a flatbed truck. Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? He's got to respond. Well, even if he's blind and just trying to get rid of me, he's going to respond with, well, I don't move my truck for nothing less than $9 a mile. Now, we just told y'all the average was about $2 per mile. So we know he's probably lying. But it doesn't matter. I don't move my truck for nothing less than $9 a mile. Great, because I only look for freight that's paying you the kind of money that you want to get paid. Going to the places that you want to go. I only find loads that's pulling the weight that you want to pull. So you know when you see my number in your call ID, I got the kind of load you want, going to places you want to go, paying the kind of money you want to get paid. Where can I send my dispatcher? Now he's backed himself into a corner because by answering my question, he's told me everything I need to know to close him. So now, if he doesn't really want to talk to me, he's got to find a way out. He says, well, and I had a dispatcher, before, and they didn't do none of what they told me they were going to do. He couldn't. Every time he called me, he had low paying freight, always trying to send me up in the mountains and everything. I don't want to go up there trying to make you pull that heavy weight. Sir, I understand. Let me ask you a question. If that dispatcher had found you loads that was paying more than $9 per mile and keeping you on the flat land and not in the mountains and having you at weight under what you wanted to pull, wouldn't you still have that dispatcher now? Well, yeah, great. Because as I said, I only look for freight that's paying the kind of money that you want to get paid, going to the place you want to go, pulling the kind of weight that you want to get paid. Where can I see my dispatch people to? Now, if you pitch that to 50 owner operators, each of you know within yourself what your capabilities are. If that pitch is what you had access to, and you had access to every owner operator in the country, and you pitch that, how many of them could you close? You don't have to tell me, just keep it in your head. How many of them could you close? Now, for those of you who want to share that with me, go ahead and chime in and tell me how many of those owner operators could you close? Based on that pitch and having access to more than 600,000 owner operators that you can call every day, and you're calling 50 a day. Anybody care to share with me? Does anybody care to share with me how many they think they can close? Somebody's holding up 2 hands. Some people saying 3. I got people typing in. Some people saying 2 per day. Some people saying 3 per day. Okay, 5. I closed 5 out of 50. All right, great. All right. What if I told you all you need to close is just 1? 1 out of 50. If you close 1 out of 50, right, by the end of the week, you got 5 on the operator. That's it. I'm showing you how easy it is to build structural income. Because I'm going to show you all the difference between that structural, foundational revenue and how, yes, that's easy to build and you can scale that quickly. But then I'm going to show you all this passive income that we're here to talk about. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to say that if you only close 1, if you had a lousy closing percentage and you close 1 out of 50, that's going to give you 1 owner operator per day. By the end of the week, you got yourself 5 owner operators. We've already shown you how 1 owner operator can pay you $600 per week. That times You got that 600. Hold on, let me share my screen again. You got that 600. You got that 600 times 5. That brings you $3,000 per week. Just on those 5 on offer right there, that's it's 52 weeks of the year. That's $156,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you did that every week and you scaled your income, you're adding 5 on operators every week. And now, granted, you're going to get to a point where you're going to have more than you can handle, but then that's when you start to scale your business. You hire yourself a dispatch agent. You give that dispatch agent the 5 on operators you're already dispatching for, and you split your revenue with them. You pay them 60%, you keep 40%. In other words, they get 6% of the load fee, you get what? 4% of the load fee. Or 70-30, however you want to do it. And you go back out and do what? Do what you're good at. Get you another 5 on operators. And just keep repeating the process. By the end of the year, within 6 months, you're going to have about 20 dispatchers working for you. And you're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 50, close to 60 on operators, and bringing in more than $500,000 a year. You're on your way to building $1 million dispatching firm. That's what's called structural.
Mm-hmm.
That's structural income. That's structural active income that you got to work at and you got to build that. Okay, which means you actually have to work that every day. You got to come in, you got to work it, you got to build it. But you can see how you can scale that pretty quickly. Now, here's the thing about passive income. Passive income is something you put in place one time, and you sit back and let it ride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, eventually, with passive income, as you put things in place, eventually your passive income will overtake your what? Your structural foundational income. iPhone has a question.
Mm-hmm.
Someone raised their hand. Okay, I guess you didn't have a question. Okay. All right. But eventually, your passive income will overtake your structural income. Now, give y'all an example of what I'm talking about here. Factoring companies. You all know that there are things called the factoring companies out there, right? Does everybody here know what factoring companies do? Factory companies make their money by providing truck drivers, owner operators, dispatchers, freight brokers, everybody who's in the industry. They provide them a way to get paid right away instead of waiting 60, 120 days to get paid by the shipper. Because everybody gets paid eventually. All the money comes from the shipper. All the revenue that is generated from picking up a load and delivering the load comes from the shipper. The broker gets paid by the shipper. The driver gets their money from that pay. The owner operator gets their money from that pay. The dispatchers get paid by the owner operator. All that money, it funnels down from the shipper. But the shipper can take up to 120 days to pay out on their contracts. Now, nobody's going to wait 120 days to get their money. So here come these factoring companies. Factoring companies, they are basically just like loan sharks. They come out and say, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll pay you that money now for 3 to 5%. They take a small little bit, just very, very little bit. Everybody gets 3 to 5%. It's not a lot of money. You got a $1,500 load. They're going to take 5% of it and pay you your what? Your $1,250 or your $1,350 or whatever it is right away. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of money. But because you got everybody in the industry who don't want to wait 120 days to get paid, everybody wants to get paid now. So the factory companies get a what? A huge volume of people that they collecting that what? 2, 3, 4, and 5% from. So what happens is factory companies are making billions of dollars, right? From those little small portions. And all they got to do is what? Sign a person up one time, and every time that person runs a load, they get paid. That's passive income. Okay? Factoring companies is an example of quiet millionaires. Well, actually quiet billionaires. They're on a big scale. They're a perfect example of quiet millionaires. They're behind the scenes, making plenty of money, but they're not up front driving the trucks, not dispatching trucks, and they're not freight brokers. They're behind the scenes, quietly working, putting stuff in place, and money is just coming into it. That's a form of passive, quiet, millionaire kind of money. And eventually that overtakes all of the structural income that's being made. Now, you all probably say, well, how can I get some part of that? How can I get some of that passive income and become a quiet millionaire? Let me give you one more example. If someone wants to become an owner operator, what's the one thing they need above everything else? Anybody? Tell me.
A truck.
A truck. A truck. All right. What does a new truck cost on average? Anybody? Anybody know what a new semi costs? I do. I do. Because I done bought 9 of them. I do. All right. New trucks run about 120 if you negotiate good, up to 140 to 145,000 for a new truck. Woo, expensive, ain't it? So quite naturally, everybody who wants to become an owner operator is not going to be able to buy a new truck, right? All right. What does a used truck cost? A decent used truck. Does anybody have an idea what a decent used truck costs?
40 to 60.
40 to 60,000. Hit it right on the head on the money. If you got yourself a damn good deal, you'll get out about 30 to 35. But then you better make sure you have a serious warranty plan or a mechanic on hand, or that bad boy's gonna have some problems. Remember, these trucks are running millions of miles. Okay, and they're pulling heavy weight. 30, 40, 50, 60,000 pounds. Ooh. So you gotta have something that's gonna be able to take it. All right. All right. So 40 to 60 to 120 to $140,000. Out of every 100 people that try to get a new truck, how many do you think get qualified to buy a new truck? Because not everybody has $140,000 being around. So how many people who are trying to finance a new truck, how many of those out of 100, how many of those you think on average gets approved? Anybody? I'll tell you. No, go ahead.
I know. I was thinking maybe, depending on the credit, 60, maybe even as low as 40. I don't know.
About 12% of the people who apply for new truck financing gets approved. There is a high denial rate. It's just like anything else. You go out and you're looking to buy cars, you can buy homes. 50% of people who look to buy homes do not get approved. That's why you have so many renters and not a whole lot of home buyers. Okay? About 25 to 30% of people who go out to a car dealership get approved to buy a car. I used to be a car salesman. I know. Not gonna get a lot of people approved. I mean, it's high volume because you're going through a lot of people. I mean, on an average day, a good car dealership, one salesperson will talk to about 20 people that day. But he's only gonna make maybe one sale that day. Maybe. Okay? Same thing with this trucking thing. The country and the financial makeup of how things go are stacked against you if you don't have that perfect credit. And in this country, people are not really credit savvy as they should be. That's a huge problem in this country. But that creates a huge opportunity for people like us. Because there's a niche market out there. Okay? So people go in to go buy a new truck, they get turned down. People who get approved to buy a new truck, what's their payment on a $140,000 truck? Or some of these companies that do provide financing for?
About $1,500 a week.
About $1,500 a week. You all are right. Anywhere between $800 and $1,500 to $1,600 per week. That's what it is. Now, There's an alternative to that. There are these lease programs where you go out and you can lease a truck, right? What are the leasing? What does it cost to lease a truck? And what's the requirements to lease a truck? To some of these companies. If you go out and you lease, yeah, go ahead.
But if you lease a truck, depending on where you're going, you got some of these companies want a big balloon payment at the end. And let's say you go to Penske, I think Penske was like $750, $1,000 a week, but you had to have your own DOT number and insurance and everything coming through the door.
Okay, he is right on some of that. Is wrong. Penske actually is about $200 to $400 per day.
Per day.
Per day. Okay, it's very expensive.
The insurance is where they get you. The insurance is
exactly. And then you got those balloon payments, and you also got to have to lease with some of these companies like these trucking companies like Warner and whatever. If you lease with them, you don't get to keep all your money, even though you're paying them to lease the truck, right? Right? So when you run a load, because here's what's going to happen. If you go lease a truck from one of these trucking companies, right? These truck companies like Warner, JB Hood, any of them out there, Western Express, all of them. They're only going to pay you about 70, at the most, 73 to 74% of the load fee is what you're going to be able to keep on every load you run. On top of that, you got to pay them a lease payment every month, right? Actually, it comes out every week into your settlement check. Your lease payment you're paying for them is running about $600, $700 per week. It's a lot less than it is if you lease them from a quote leasing company, but you're only getting what 70 to 75% of your loan fee. So really, they're collecting more money, right? Because you're paying them $700 a week, plus you only and they get to keep what almost anywhere from 30 to 25, anywhere from 25 to 30% of the money you make on your weekly runs, on your daily runs, right? And on top of that, if you want to buy that truck at the end, how's it going? Somebody needs to please mute your mic. If you got stuff going on outside, please mute your mics. Okay? I hear screen doors open, people come like, hello, come on in, and mute your mics, people. You're on a live broadcast. All right. So you got these, leasing companies that will lease you the truck, or these trucking companies that will lease you a truck, but you got to pay them 25 to 30% of the money you're making. On top of that, $700, $750 a week on your lease payment. On top of that, they want a balloon payment at the end of the lease to buy the truck out. And on top of that, before you even qualify to lease, you got to have what? 6 months to a year driving experience. So ain't nobody out there is going to lease. No company's going to, unless you become a lease, a lease owner operator if you don't have at least 6 months of experience. And no company's going to take you on as an owner op program if you don't have at least 1 year of driving experience. So you have to have under your belt a year of driving to become an owner operator with one of these companies like Western Express, Covenant, or whatever the case may be. To be a lease operator, you got to have at least 6 months experience driving as a company driver. Plus, you're gonna give a lot of your money. Even if you became an owner operator with one of those companies, you're only gonna get at the most about 80% of your money is what you're gonna keep. The rest is gonna go to them. And plus, you got these, other stuff you got to pay for, too, maintenance programs, all this other type of stuff. So there you have it. Now, I'm gonna share something with y'all. I own 9 trucks. 6 of them, I have the title for all 9. I had the title to all 9 of them the day I bought them. Can anybody tell me how I did that? I didn't pay. I didn't have $100,000 in the bank. Oh, by the way, out of the 9 trucks, 6 of them are brand spanking new.
Get a lease to own?
Nope. 6 of them are brand spanking new. I'm out of the 9 trucks I bought, 6 of them were brand spanking new. The day I walked out the truck dealership, I had the title to them.
You found an alternative lender?
Nope.
Unless you paid cash.
Nope.
Private
Have y'all-
Reserve Bank.
Have you all ever heard of business lines of credit?
There you go.
Somebody please mute your mic. You got kids in the background you're hollering at, you're fussing at the kids, the dog barking. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all know you is. All right. Business lines of credit or lines of credit. There are business lines of credit and then there's personal lines of credit. You all are familiar with those, right? Right? Can anybody tell me how lines of credit work?
You get the money and then pay it back. And then you're able to use the funds again.
All right. A line of credit is basically a credit card. It's like a credit card. That's what it is. It's basically just like a credit card. When you have a credit card, you got a max amount you can charge on it, right? You got a credit limit. Or do you normally pay anything for that credit card if you don't use it? No. You only pay on when you buy something or charge something on it, right? And then you only pay the interest on the amount you charge, right?
If you go
Right.
past 30 days, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like if you got a $5,000 credit limit and you charge something that costs $1,000, you're not paying the interest on $5,000. You're going to pay the interest on $1,000 every 30 days. Just to keep that card good and active, right? Keep that account active, right? But the thing you bought with that credit card, don't you own it outright? Can the credit company come and say, well, if you don't make this payment, I'm going to take that back from you? No, you own it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if you had a credit card that had a $30,000 limit, you went and bought you a $20,000 card, put it on your credit card, you get the title to that car, right? It's yours. You own it free and clear. If you pay that credit card amount, you still own that car. They can't take it away from you. Here is the advantage of lines of credit, y'all. Business lines of credit, you can set up a business. If you set your business up right, you can get a business line of credit anywhere from 100, 250, close to $300,000. People get them every day. Okay. Personal lines of credit, you can get several personal lines of credit from several different lending institutions for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 per line of credit. Now, this sets up an interesting scenario. So with a line of credit, I can walk into a truck dealership, like I went in, my first line of credit I got when I came home from driving with Covenant, and I decided I wanted to become an owner operator. But I didn't have, I wanted a new truck. I didn't have $40,000 pay for a new truck. But I had set up my trucking company, right? So I went to the truck, I set up my business, got my EIN number, did my LLC, created me a website and everything. So I got a web presence, all that type of stuff. So if you pull me up online, I went and got me a business bank account. Everything matches my EIN number, my business bank account, my web presence. I'm listed on the 411 business page, everything. I got references from the people that I had been delivering to when I was working with Covenant. Saying I was a good driver and all this other stuff, this. So when I walked into the bank, Mr. Bank, I want to get me a line of credit. Well, Mr. Butler, what are you trying to get a line of credit for? Well, I just started my business. I'm a trucking company and I need to buy me a truck. Now, I've got letters from shippers that already said that if I get my own truck, they'll let me run their loads and these routes. And here what these routes pay. They're paying this, they're paying this, they're paying this. Oh, so you got contingent business lines already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. How long you been driving the truck? I've been driving the truck for about a year now. Okay, great. Okay, you got my history. They got that. They got my lines. But when you're seeing how much money I'm gonna be making, right?
Mm-hmm.
All my business up there. So the bank says, I tell you what, have you ever heard of a business line of credit? So based on what you have here, the amount of money that you're gonna be bringing in and everything you have here, and that you have brought to us, We can give you a line of credit for $250,000. Oh, okay. Sign me up. Okay. It took about 20 minutes to get that signed up. Had my business credit card, my temporary one, they sent my regular one in the mail. My business credit card, they had a $250,000 limit on it. RBBS Transport, LLC. I'm doing the damn thing. So now, guess what I do? I head on down to Pennsylvania to the Volvo truck, semi-truck dealership. Walk up there, like I'm a big shot. I see a Volvo, $140,000, $136,000 Volvo. I said, I want that truck. He said, okay, come on, you got your DOT number? Yeah, I showed my DOT number, my CDL. Took it out for a speed on their little, thing out in the back. Don't take it out on the road. They ain't gonna let you just come out there and drive a big truck out in the road. You gotta go out back. We got like the test track and all that stuff. And like the shifting and stuff. He said, oh, you good at this? Yeah. Come back in. All right, let's talk numbers. Well, I'll buy it for $120,000. Mr. Butler, this truck is $137,000. Well, I'll buy it for $120,000. Well, I mean, I don't think we can do that. Well, I'm gonna pay cash for it. You gonna do what? I'm gonna pay cash for it. He said, hold on for a second. He goes away, he comes back, he brings back the manager. Mr. Butler, come on upstairs here for a minute. Talk to him. Go upstairs, we can talk. I tell him I've got my trucking company. I've got a business line of credit, $250,000. I like to buy that truck for $120,000. No problem. So I bought my first truck at 9 miles on it, brand new Volvo. 9, and yes, it was an automatic because I was tired of driving stick. Okay, for those y'all who are asking. Yeah, I bought an automatic. Okay. And there's a reason why I bought the automatic, because eventually one day I was going to stop driving because I wanted to put somebody in the truck and not have to worry about trying to teach them how to drive. I'm already thinking passive income. So I bought that first truck, $120,000, paid for it on my business line of credit. Because I only spent $120,000 on my $250,000 line of credit, I actually had more money left on my business line of credit card. Now, that truck, I went out and started driving, became an owner. I was driving that myself, making money. That first year driving that truck, as an operator, I made close to $336,000. Now, on my line of credit, I never paid more than the interest-only payment. I didn't pay to try to pay the line of credit down. I just paid the interest only to keep the line good, right? I supplemented some of my other stuff, like my fuel charges and stuff, with the rest of the credit that I had on my line of credit that would help to pay like my fuels, this and that. Now, what am I doing? I'm stacking paper because I'm not paying more on the line of credit to try and pay it down. I'm just paying just to keep it open. So I'm stacking money. So at the end of the year, I done made about $340,000. I'm walking away with about $300,000, about $40,000 paid in taxes. But I owe what? $120,000 on my line of credit, right? So what do I do? Pay down my line of credit. Right? Now I got another, what, $250,000 line of credit again. Guess what I did with that? Went out and did it all over again. Bought another truck. Exactly. Did it all over again, bought another truck. Now what did I do with the first truck? I can't drive them both. Matter of fact, I don't want to drive either one of them now. What do I do? Do I sign someone on to run underneath my authority?
Yes.
That's what most people I would say, but that's the wrong answer. So if you sign someone up to run underneath your authority, you are responsible for anything that goes down, right? Because it's your authority, right? If you hire someone to drive underneath your authority, who's responsible for the insurance? The authority holder. Who's responsible if that person gets into an accident? The authority holder. Who's responsible if that person kills somebody in an accident? The authority holder. Who's responsible if that person damaged freight or doesn't deliver freight on time? What is that? The authority holder. Who's responsible for all the compliance issues, the drug testing, all the other crap you got to do? The authority holder. I don't want that kind of headache. I'm trying to relax and just make money. What's the next option?
Lease it out.
Lease the truck out. Exactly. Because I'm tapping into a market that other people can't really get. Because look, the guys who go to buy a truck and they get turned down. Is that my ideal customer? Right? Yep. The guy who just graduated from trucking school but want to become an owner operator, but he can't because he got to drive for a company for a year. Is that one of my potential lease people?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? The guy who's been driving for 3 months and said, I'm good at this thing, but I want to wait another year before I become an owner operator. Is that one of my potential lease people? The guy who's paying Penske $250 to $500 a day, is that one of my potential lease people? And remember, I own these trucks outright. I own them outright. I'm just paying the line of credit, which is about what? $300 at the most, $400, $500 a month. Even if you had a terrible line of credit and you was paying $800 a month, but if you're leasing your truck out for what? Anywhere from $900 to $1,500 per week. Ain't you making money? Can you see why someone, now, let's say you're doing that and you also have a dispatch firm and you're dispatching for them and you're helping them to bring in $12,000 to $15,000 a week. So you collecting money on your what? The truck you're leasing them and what? Your dispatch fee, 5%, 3%, 6%. Are you not making serious, quiet money? And if you keep doing this, right? Get your line of credit, buy yourself either 3 or 4 used trucks or buy your 2 good new trucks. And then each year you just be doing the same thing all over again. Because you're paying down your line of credit and you go back out and just repeat the process. Go out there and get you a person to lease it, bring in anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a week. Look, people, here's the education. Here is the education. $1,000 a week. That first year is only $52,000. Let's say the second year you go out and you add 2 more trucks to that. You do the same thing over again. That's $52,000 times 2, right? So it's $104,000 plus $52,000. Now you're looking at $156,000. Now the next year you go out because you got, how many trucks you got now? 3? You got 3 trucks now, right? Next year you go out, right? Because you're making a whole lot more money. You got 3 trucks now. You're making a whole lot more money. Can't you go out and get a higher line of credit now? Or go out and get a different line of credit on top of the line of credit you already got because you got more income now? So now the next year you go out, instead of getting just 2 trucks, you're gonna get about 5 trucks. So that's really 52,000. Remember that 156. So now you got 52,000 times 5 plus 156. Look, this is just your second, going to your third year. You're already bringing in close to $500,000 a year. What's going to happen when you hit that 4th year? Are you not going to be a quiet millionaire? And if you keep scaling that way, because you're not really doing any of the work. You just going out there and just acquiring more assets, right? And you're putting those assets to work quietly behind the scenes of the trucking company. Not only that, because you own the truck, you don't even have to have a DOT number. You don't have to have an MC number. If you don't want to, you don't have to be responsible for the insurance. Why? Because the person that has the authority, this person is going to be responsible for paying the insurance. If you want to set it up there. Now you can say, well, I'll pay the insurance for an extra fee per week. And anybody who's looking to have to run their own truck, they've already figured out where they're gonna get their trailer from. Now, if you want to, you can take your line of credit, you can buy a trailer for about $5,000 or $6,000. Flatbed trailer. A dry van trailer will run you about 10. A reefer run you about 12 to 15. You can buy that, then you can lease the trailer out for what? close to $200 a day. Or better yet, give them a break, $300-400 a week. On top of the $1,000-1,500 a week you're leasing them what? The truck for. And you can do all this, and then how you're gonna attract people is you don't do credit checks like the banks do and the other lease people do. You don't require them to have 6 months to a year driving experience, like the other trucking companies do, right? You're charging pretty much less than Penske and Ryder and all those that's charging what? Hold on. I wasn't sharing my screen, was I? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. But after the second year, you're looking at about $416,000 per year. So when you go into your third, your fourth year, you're over $1 million a year. That's just quietly coming in. If the guy says, well, okay, I think I made enough money, now I want to buy another, I want to buy my own truck. But you can either sell him that truck and get a nice little lump sum out of it, or you can just let him go and then you find someone else to fill his spot. How easy is it to find someone to fill his spot? How easy is it to find people to lease your truck? I have contacts with dealerships who get people turned down every day. I made arrangements with them for them to send me their turn downs. Wow, that's a source right there, right? I'm in the industry. I have contacts with trucking companies who people apply to their trucking company to become owner operators or become lease owner operators, and they turn them down because they don't even have the experience, the driving history is not perfect, or whatever the case may be. I have access to those turned down or turnaways. I graduated from one of the best trucking schools in the country, National Truck Driving School, down in Orange Park, Florida. I have contacts there, but I can come into there and talk to their students about if you want to go ahead and become an owner operator instead of just getting your CDL, instead of going out driving for a company and making what? 28 cents up to 38 cents, maybe if you're working for Covenant, and Covenant is very picky, 56 cents per mile, you could come in and lease one of my trucks and you take, after my lease payment, you keep what you earn. Is that not a source there? Now you see all these different sources that you have that you can pull from. Well, that I have that I can pull from. Now, herein lies the opportunity. Now, a lot of you gonna, and I give this information away free, like I do most of my stuff. I just put it out there. If you want to try to do this on your own, knock yourself out. Go for it. You have my blessing. Take whatever information I just gave you and go run with it. Go run with it. Go to your bank, go to whatever, this, that. But I want you to think for a minute. I have access to financial institutions that offer lines of credit. Okay? I have access to trucking dealerships that turn down people every day who's trying to buy a truck. I have access to the truck driving school who turns out 100, 200 students, new drivers every single month. Okay, I have access and relationships with trucking companies that I can call upon anytime and say, hey, how many people got turned down off of your lease program? I might be able to offer them a way for them to get them a truck. And I know how to set up your business to get approved for lines of credit. I know how to set you up to get approved for a personal line of credit. Now, here's the thing. There is no financial investment on your part whatsoever. None whatsoever. Now, not to me at least. Now, if you decide that you want to do this and have RBBS Transport or the RBBS Logistics Learning Center to manage this for you, we would do it for 20%. Okay, get you set up to get approved for your lines of credit. Get your business set up for business lines of credit. For those of you who have 700 meter scores on your credit, If you have a 700 mid score, I'm very confident I can get you personal lines of credit to get you started right away. So for those of you who have good credit, 700 or better, you could be literally receiving money from your leased trucks within 3 to 4 months. Okay? But those of you who don't have good credit, you're still not out of the game. I can show you all how to set up your business. You go about and set up your business, to set up your trucking lease company. Or if you want to start as a dispatch firm, whatever, you get started like that too, and start making money and start establishing a presence for yourself in the industry. Now it's going to take you a little bit longer. Why? Because we're not going to be able to use your personal credit to jumpstart your truck leasing business. Those with perfect credit, I can go ahead and get you set up on personal lines of credit, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $6,000, get you about 5 different sources. When you got $10,000 from this line of credit company, 20,000 from this company, 30,000 this company, totals up to about 100 to 80 to 120,000. We can actually go out and get you 2, 3, maybe even 4 used trucks, right? At least 2 good used trucks and get you started right away as far as having like $1,000, $1,500 a week coming in consistent. Okay, for those of you that doesn't have good credit, we've got to build your business, and we have to build your credibility as a business and have everything in place, like your business bank account. You got to get that set up. You got to get your EIN number. You got to get you set up. As an LLC. You got to get your website presence, so you have a Google presence, a presence. So when these banks, because here's what happens. Most people don't get approved for lines of credit and business loans because they're not set up correctly. Not because they don't really qualify, they're not set up correctly. If you go to a bank and say, I want a business loan for $20,000, and they say, what's your business name? You tell them your business name, then they look you up, and then they can find you on Google. What do you think is going to happen? Somebody's got their mic open. I can hear you just moving around. Okay? So please.
They're going to deny you.
Exactly. They're going to deny you. They're going to deny you. Right? If they can't find you on Google, if they can't find you in 411 business or anything like that, they want you to deny you. Okay? If you have your business set up, but then you give them an email address that's a Gmail or a Hotmail or a Yahoo, what do you think is going to happen?
Nothing.
You ain't gonna get no money. They're gonna deny you. Okay, this is where I go to work in showing you how to set your business up properly to get approved for these type of business loans. Now, here's the great thing about it. Once you get your business set up and everything is in place the way it's supposed to be, your personal credit does not matter, because they're never gonna see your personal credit. They're not gonna be looking at your Dun & Bradstreet score, called a payday score. And you get that by establishing your business the right way, having a business bank account, having an EIN number, having your LLC and your article of incorporation registered with your state properly, having your website that has its own URL, having an email address that have your own URL like mine, training@RBBSLLC.com or .org. Okay? Something like that. Okay, you got to have this stuff in place. I know it sounds small and instant, but it's not. This is what makes the difference between you get with that $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 business loan or that $100,000, $225,000, $10,000 line of credit. This is why some people get approved and some people don't. Okay, so. Ooh, people, y'all are notorious with these mics. Look, everybody, please mute your mic. Somebody's got, I'm hearing all types of stuff going on here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to mute everybody. All right, there we go. All right, y'all be careful with these mics, y'all. Because these mics are very sensitive and they pick up everything and it distorts the broadcast. All right, I have some questions here. It's easy to just take time and credit building. It could be, but building business credit is something different. If you don't know what you're doing, like I said, Any of you who want to take the information that I gave you and run with it, go for it. Go for it. Okay? But I'll see you later, though. I'll tell you, I'm going to see you later because you're going to find out it's not quite as simple as you laid out to be. Okay? I already have the contacts. I already know how to do it. Okay? So I'm just telling you, go for it. Knock yourself out. Feel free. But just don't screw yourself up too bad. That's going to take me a year to kind of undo the damage you've already done. Okay? I just want to make sure you understand that. There are many people who do personal and business credit. I'm building mine now. Exactly. There are a lot of people who do personal and business credit, but are there a lot of people that know how to set you up to make $1 million quiet behind the scenes of the trucking industry? Okay? So, yeah, look, I'm not proposing anything that hasn't been done before by other people. Obviously, I did it. There are people out there who are doing it. What I'm offering you all is an opportunity to benefit from my experience, my knowledge, and my know-how, and my contacts to make it happen. Now, with that being said, I'm not asking any of you for one dime until you start making money. So what happens? If you don't make money, I don't make no money, right? Obviously, if you make money, you're gonna be making a pretty good, a bit amount of money if we keep adding on and keep building your truck leasing company. Here's another thing. By putting all you all together, we can set up groups of people. I want y'all to pay attention to now. We can set up groups of people that can help y'all aid each other. So by setting up groups, I can go to, let's say, a financial institution, say, I got a group of 30 people, right? 10 of them have perfect credit. The other 20 not so perfect. Give me a structure where I can group the people together where they can all benefit and get large lines of credit. Or I can group 2 people who have great credit, right? Great credit already. And instead of you all starting out with $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 doing a line of credit, probably get you all somewhere close to $300,000 to $400,000 line of credit to jumpstart your truck leasing companies right away. There's powers in numbers. There's power in network. Have y'all ever heard of conglomerates? Y'all ever heard that word before? Conglomerates?
Yes.
Yes.
What's a conglomerate?
Conglomerate is a person who owns multiple different businesses. Like what's his name? F. Lee Bailey.
Yeah, or different businesses coming together to form one giant conglomerate business. Let me tell y'all something. Do y'all know why Japanese own so much property here in the United States? Do y'all know why?
The government gives them money.
Okay. And do y'all know why they own most of the big contracts, the big building contracts and contractual biddings on why they win those bids?
They leverage each other.
There you go. Did y'all know that every Japanese company is backed by every company in Japan? That's their society rule. That's a rule in Japan. If you have a company in Japan, you have a corporation in Japan, you must join the Japanese conglomerate. So that if you ever go to when you're bidding for a contract or something, and you're bidding for a contract and you see a Japanese businessman in the room, pack your shit and go home. You ain't gonna win that bid. Trust me on that. You ain't gonna win that bid. You ain't got that much money. They already got a blank check. Anytime you go through any type of negotiation when you're bidding on some type of contract, government contract, or Whatever you're bidding on to get, you ain't gonna get it if there's a Japanese businessman in the room. Now, I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I'm just stating fact.
It's a cultural thing. Their culture is based on high trust.
Exactly.
There's little to no stealing. And if you drop something, leave it, they will find you and give it back.
Exactly. But they do this because they stick together. It's called, they are a conglomerate. And that's basically what we are proposing here. If I can bring all of you all who are interested in this together, and we can basically attack it as a force. We go into a financial institution or several financial institutions and say, hey, I've got a group of people that want to get lines of credit. Do you think that loan officer there is going to be more excited to work with us than work with just one person coming to get a line of credit? And we already got a plan. They're all doing the same thing. Truck leasing companies. You see the appeal there? You see how we're giving them a reason to work with us instead of an excuse to turn us down?
Yes.
All right. So there it is. For those of you who are interested in this, go to my inbox and hit me up. And, hey, I want you to quiet me and everything. Just hit me up and say, I was in on your broadcast. I want to do the quiet me in there, truck leasing, whole 9 yards. I'm gonna contact you. I'm gonna contact each and every last one of you, and I'm gonna have you all to email me some information. Okay, and we're gonna get in the information I'm gonna be asking for is some of it's gonna be sensitive. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be sensitive information. I'm gonna be getting like your name, your email address, your phone numbers, and stuff like that to begin with. Then I'm gonna start contacting the financial institution and my contact. Then I'm gonna put them in touch with you all. Either you all can have me to fill out the paperwork, or I can have them send it directly to you and you can fill it out. Okay, either way, I'll leave it up to you. But they're gonna be seeking your information. They're not gonna be seeking money, but they're gonna be seeking your information. They're gonna want to know, what type of business you have. Now, before we do that, and we get together, we gotta make sure the ones that who have, and I'm gonna need to know who has 700 scores or better. If you have 700 scores or better, let me know so I can contact the institution, let me know that I have X number of people who have 700 business scores and going to get you all started right away with setting up your personal lines of credit. We're going to take those personal lines of credit, we're going to use those to fund purchasing 2, maybe 3 used trucks and get you started right away in your leasing.
What about a 698?
I'm sorry?
What about a 698 credit score?
Yeah, send that to me too. That could possibly work, but banks want to see that. They want to see that. That magic number is 700.
Okay.
That's that magic number. That magic number is 700. We all know that. That's the magic number. Yeah, there'll be some in this who will work with 650s and 680s, but everybody knows that magic number is 700. Okay, I'm just saying it to you like it is. All right. The goal here is to get you all on your way to becoming quiet millionaires behind the scenes. Not, driving the truck. Now, some of you have dispatch firms, some of you have freight brokers firms. That's great because you're building what? Your structural revenue. So that's easy. That's fairly easy to scale. Okay, and you can scale that quickly. So starting off, your dispatch firm and your freight broker firm are going to be making more money than your quiet money is. But watch what happens year 2, year 3, year 4. You'll see that it starts to catch up. That break-even year, all of a sudden, bam, and you just, that quiet money just keep going.
Calvin,
Right?
what's the ratio of persons per truck the first year? Like, is there a sweet spot when it comes to how many people per group are you setting up?
It would be like, use that's a broad question. Are you talking about the number of trucks you have the number of assets you have, or the number of people who I teamed together to
Yeah,
make it
that
happen.
question. Yeah. How many people are you going to put together at one time?
I'm not sure yet. It depends on your makeup. I've got to look at each person's credit. I got to look at whether you have a business already structured or not. Who is able to get their business set up faster, and at what point your business is, because there's a lot of different variations. But let's just say all things are equal. All things are equal. I'm gonna try to have no more than 3, no more than 4 people per team. Now, some of you are not gonna be on teams. Some of you are gonna be able to stand on your own. It's just life. I didn't say this was an even Steven thing. Okay, let's just say this is life. Some of you are already established business people. Some of you have your dispatch firms established. You have your web presence already done. So it makes no sense for me to hold you back to wait on someone else. You understand what I'm saying? So some of you are already established on your business lines of credit. Some of you have done Dun & Bradstreet. I'm paid at schools. Darren Stevens, you got a Dun & Bradstreet number and all that type of stuff. Some of you have all that stuff already. So there's no need to hold you back. Let you go ahead and run. Let you go ahead and run. Do your thing. Let's get it out there. Okay? But for those of you who need some work here and there, there's different stuff that different needs. So if I can pull you all together, I can make it happen, and that way I can bring you all along. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. All of y'all have access to my inbox, right?
No.
All right. Let me show you here. I'm going to give you my email address. I'm going to give you my inbox. First of all, let me give you my email address. Type into everybody, all participants. My email address is trading at RBBS LLC.org. We can copy that. I'm gonna put it on YouTube too. That's what I know. We got a lot of YouTube people on here. I haven't even gotten to them yet. All right, there's my email address. Everybody on here, do y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right, let me go to YouTube. Now let me go to YouTube real quick and share it with them. Where are my YouTube people? I know I ain't been switching over here onto my YouTube people here for that. Well, on YouTube. All right. Hey, YouTube people, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get back to you all as quickly as I should, but I see a lot of stuff on YouTube. Let's see what the responses are on YouTube. On YouTube, we've got a lot of people here. Let me go ahead and acknowledge some of these people here on YouTube. We have Libra King. Good afternoon. Thank you. We have Talking Green and Coach Green. Thank you for joining us. Better Living starts here. Thank you for joining us. Deborah Spencer, thank you for joining us. Libra King again, Talking Green. Answer some of the questions. Michelle at Nuvix. Hey, Michelle, you both on here and on what you call it. We have Brenda C. We have Nadia Staggers. Thank you. Deborah Spencer, thank you for joining us. We have Bogus Boogie Wasted Talent. I love these usernames. We have Randall Highlinger. Thank you for joining us. And I think that's it. All right. Here's my email address for those of you on YouTube who want to participate. There's my email address. Send me an email expressing your interest to join the Quiet Millionaires Club. Now, eventually.
.org instead of .lorg.
Huh? Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. That's supposed to be .org.
Okay.
Hold on. That's supposed to be .org. Oh, how did I get an L in there? That shows when you're typing fast. I tell my students that all the time. I can't log in. You just type your login right. Yeah. Okay, let's go over real slow. Oh, no, I put an extra dot. I have conversations with my students all the time, and here I am doing the same thing. All right, let me go back and put it in on what's called again. For those of you who got it wrong on our live Zoom. I'll give me a minute. Type it into you all again. All right. Correct email. All right. There's the correct email. Training at RBBSLLC.org, O-R-G, not Lord. Whatever I put it there the first time. Training at RBBSLLC.org. Okay. All right. So now my Facebook page, you all can hit me on Facebook at a couple of places. The place where I'm most likely gonna see it at, if you go to my personal page, which is this is my personal page here. Is look for this here. I'm gonna give you the what you call it. Is Facebook.com/Dog Wildest CEO. That was the first company I set up back when I was homeless. So I had a little GSM unlocked cell phone thing I was doing. I was getting unlocked cell phones and handheld PlayStation games from Alabama back in 2000 and was it 2008? Yeah, back in 2008. That's what I was doing from the homeless shelter. And believe it or not, there's been a lot of money doing that. Okay, it's been a lot of money. I was getting those little handheld PlayStation games. Had about 3,000 games loaded up on them already. And I was getting them for like $9 to $10 a pop. I would order 100 to a couple hundred of them. I would go to the day labor, work at the day labor place, make about $400 or $500. Then I order about 300 or 400 of them, and I order them. And if I got like 200 of them in on Monday, I was sold out by Friday, selling at $149 a pop on Craigslist. And I would meet people at the police department is where I was selling them at. People come, they'll meet me at the police department, and TPD, they was glad to have me come there. That way they knew it was safe and no one would try to rob me or whatever this and that. So it worked out. But that was my first business venture, at the homeless shelter. And that's what helped me get out of the homeless shelter, was that first little business. All right. I say that to let y'all know that it can be done. Okay. If those of you who are struggling right now, look, it can be done. Don't let nobody tell you it can't be. Don't let anybody tell you it can't be done, because it can be done. All right. First of all, let's go to YouTube. I'm gonna put it on here, YouTube. Here is my Facebook page for you all to inbox me. You can inbox me there, or you can send me a direct email. For those of you who are on the live Zoom, here's my Facebook page. You can inbox me. Now, I don't have enough room to friend everybody, because I think I got about maybe 20 spots left from being 5,000. And I try to keep that 20 spots open. And what I do is every month, I actually defriend 100 people. And I block 100 people. The 100 people I block are people who are on Facebook, just gossiping and shaking the booty and that type of stuff. I ain't got time for that, so I block them. They have no real intrinsic value for what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to accomplish. So I block them. And those friends that I have who are not really business minded or not really, people that I don't know personally, but if they're not sharing positive stuff on Facebook, business stuff and things like that, I usually unfriend them, and I go and look for 100 people who are positive and who are doing things that are in line with my train of thought, and I add them as friends. Okay, so that's my little ritual every month, and I do that every month. So, but there you all go. You all have ways to contact me both on Facebook and both on let's call it. If you go to LinkedIn, look for Calvin Butler. I'm there. I have a LinkedIn page too. Yeah, and I'll show you all that one as well. I'm on LinkedIn a lot too, so you can reach me there also too. Find my profile on LinkedIn. It's my profile on LinkedIn. Here's my profile on LinkedIn. If you all want to get at me on LinkedIn, you can send me stuff there too. It's my YouTube people. Here's my LinkedIn. And for those of you in the chat, here's my LinkedIn. All right. So there y'all have it. Okay. That's what the big hoopla was all week. You all have now have the information you need to determine if you want to either join us or if you want to do this on your own, or if you want to just say, I ain't got time for that crap. You go do what you want to do. Like, either way, it's up to you. Okay. But it's out there. I put it out there for all of you all to take a look at, for all of you all to contemplate, and all of you all to go for it if you choose to. Okay. I'm looking to make 2022 that year. Okay, we've gone through this pandemic thing for 2 years. Okay. Some of us were prosperous during the pandemic, some were not. There are a lot of people who didn't make it through this pandemic. You know, my wife, her family suffered greatly. 18 people in her family died in a period of 2 months. Ages 17 to 39, all from COVID. Now, I'm not here to push vaccines or push masks or anything, but I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you the real scoop. None of those 18 people who died were vaccinated. Okay, 17, the youngest, one female cousin, student at FAMU, prime of her life, gone, because she wouldn't get vaccinated. Okay, I had COVID before the vaccine came out, and it almost took me out. I had it for 10 weeks. I literally had to learn how to get up out the bed and walk again. And I got vaccinated when the time came. I got vaccinated. Then I caught the Delta variant, like a cold. I caught that Omicron, a cold. Just recently, y'all, I took some time off because I caught the other one. It's like I got every COVID that came out. It just likes me. But because I was, and I have to say that I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that because I was vaccinated is the reason why I'm still here. Okay. And none of those other times after the first one never really hit me that hard. Okay. Was some of it natural immunity? Yes. Was a lot of it because of the vaccine? I believe yes. Because that only boosted my natural immunity. So I'm not here to try to sway you all one way or another. I'm just letting you know that people out there are dying. Okay, and my family got hit hard. My wife's family got hit hard, and my wife she's having a hard time because she is depression is just in. She has lost a lot of close family members. So and that's had its toll on her. So kind of keep her in your prayers and things like that. We're going through some stuff that she's got to work out, and just pray that that she gets it all worked out. All right, everybody. Look, I appreciate y'all for joining me here on a Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna try and keep true with my time frame. It's not quite 4 o'clock yet, so I'm good on schedule. Does anybody have any questions right now that you want to ask me real quick before we wrap this up? I'm gonna open it up for some questions.
Hey, Calvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gary. How you doing?
Hey, Gary, what's up?
Calvin, would this actually affect your personal credit in any way?
No, if you're doing the business line of credit. Business line of credit does not affect your personal credit. Now, if you got great credit right now and you want to go ahead and use your personal credit to get personal line of credit to jump start your leasing, you can do that. That is going to affect your personal credit because as you take on a personal line of credit, it is going to have an effect on your debt to income ratio.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Because as you do, it is gonna because it's a line of credit. Like
Right.
just like a credit card, you get a credit card, it affects your debt to income ratio. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
just be aware of that. If you have great credit right now, but you're using that great credit to jumpstart your leasing, which is going to bring you more money, which is eventually going to improve your credit anyway. So you just
Right.
have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Evens out. Yeah.
yeah. You have to look at the risk versus rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what the other thing you do. There is nothing out there that is zero risk. Okay, everything is risk versus reward. Okay, risk versus reward. Everything. I don't care what it is you do. If you decide to get up in the morning and eat breakfast, what's the risk versus the reward?
Right.
Well, the risk is I could overeat, like from a fat, so like Calvin. The reward is, well, I sure would love to taste some good old pancakes and waffles. So
I got you.
Risk versus
reward.
rewards.
Oh yeah, I got you. Okay, man.
All right. Anybody else have a question?
I have a question. This is Carla to kind of piggyback off of that one.
Hey, Carla.
So with as far as the business credit though, like if you don't have, if your business is new, you don't really have any credit lines or anything like that. I thought you had to kind of use your personal credit as kind of a personal guarantee on that. I noticed that when we apply for different like net 30s and stuff like that, they still ask for our personal credit information.
Yeah, that's not the same as business lines of credit.
Okay.
Business lines of credit is based on how your business is structured, what type of presence your business has online. They do look at trade lines. Now business lines of credit do look at trade lines and look at stuff like that, and they look at how much revenue your business is generating. That's why I said to y'all, some of you all are going to need to start like a dispatch firm or a freight broker firm. And I can personally help you with that, show you how to do that. But you're going to need to start some type of business that is going to be generating revenue. Now, the best business I know that generates revenue is dispatch. Why? Because it's easy to get into, not very much money up front. You can jump into it, you can, and it's basically just a numbers game. You start making phone calls. You make phone calls, though, and you start getting these carriers sign on with you, and then just a matter of just finding them to pay freight. That's why I gave y'all the little spiel or the showing you all structural foundational revenue versus passive, quiet millionaire type money. That's why I laid it out for you all that and showed it to you both. Now, some of you already have different businesses and stuff that you're thinking about starting or whatever the case may be, but that's neither going to be here nor there when it comes to your leasing company. So we've got to, some of you all, but all of you, got to start you a truck leasing company. You're all going to have to start a truck leasing company, okay? Which means you're going to have an EIN number. That's free, irs.gov. Come up with a name for your truck leasing company, okay? You're going to have a truck leasing company. Now, there are some things that we can do as a group to strengthen our position. We can start a big company and then have what? Subsidiaries. Y'all see the advantage in that?
Yes, that was my question, Calvin, about establishing a company. When you divide these groups up into teams, you will be establishing a company for each of those teams.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you have a conglomerate. You have one big company, your conglomerate, and then each company that's within that will be subsidiaries. That way, when you go to apply for lines of credit, you can pool upon the conglomerate as a source, that they're looking at too. You see what I'm saying? You're strengthening your position. there are going to be ways that we can set this up. And this is the reason why I came to you all as a group. I could have easily just contacted each and every one of y'all separately and say, hey, what do you think about this? And I can help you get started. The reason why I brought y'all together as a group, because if we can form a conglomerate, okay, and then we form your subsidiaries all are part of this big conglomerate. I had an idea a while back called the 100 Strong. It never really took off because you can't get 1,000 people to do anything. But anyway, the idea or the premise of the 100 Strong was I was going to take 1,000 people, okay? We all became members of the 100 Strong. 1,000 people become members of the 100 Strong organization. Once we became, and these are all, every person is their own business, right? But we all get together, all 1,000 of us, and we have fundraisers twice per year, a 2-week fundraiser. The idea was for each fundraiser to come up with $1,000. You got 1,000 people, each come up with $1,000. What's that?
It's 100. What?
100,000.
It's a million, isn't it?
$1 million.
That's $1 million. That's $1 million, right? Right? 1,000 people each come up with $1,000. That's $1 million. How hard would it be to have a 2-week of? You can wash cars and come up with $1,000 in 2 weekends. You know, it makes it. Come on, it's not hard. I can wash cars and come up with $1,000 in 2 weekends. I can go to the local, food mart or gas station. Hey, Tony's bar. Hey, Tony, I want to wash cars out here in your parking lot. And I'll pay you for every dollar we make. I'll pay you 10 cents. I get use Tony's water, everything. Tony said, yeah, man, go right ahead. 1 week out there or 2 weekends, I've got $1,000. So now you have $1 million, right? From the 100 Strong. Now, 100 Strong goes to Chase or wherever it is, and we open up an account, right? We open an account at Chase or wherever it is, put $1 million in that account. The 100 Strong does. Now, all the members of the 100 Strong also, whatever the extra money that they got from their fundraiser, remember, all you bringing to the table for the 100 Strong from your fundraiser was just $1,000. Whatever money you raise on top of that, if you raise another $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, you're going to take that, and each of the members is also going to open up an account with who? Chase Manhattan, the same bank, right? So you got the 100 Strong that has a list of all its members, open up a huge account, $1 million. And then you got all 1,000 members open up accounts, and they're all members of the 100 Strong. Open an account with Chase Manhattan, business account, right? Now, we're having fundraisers twice per year. So that means twice a year we're depositing what? $1 million into Chase Bank, right? Right? All right. So you think if any member from the 100 Strong went to Chase Bank after doing that twice a year, we're depositing $1 million. So that's means $2 million a year. And you got 1,000 members depositing also their extra 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, 4,000, whatever they made from their fundraiser. If you, Mr. Thompson, had a lawn care business and you went to Chase Bank and you say, and you need to get lawn care equipment, let's say it's going to cost you $20,000 to get all new lawn, zero turns and things like that. Are you going to go ask for that money yourself, or are you going to ask the 100 Strong, your business partner, to go ask for that money?
I asked my people to go with me.
Exactly. You're gonna go and say, well, I'm a member of the 100 Strong. 100 Strong deposits $2 million a year into Chase Manhattan Bank. So it will behoove you to have your business partner. Why? Because the 100 Strong is like a 10% business partner within your business. Any business that has at least a 10% share owner makes them eligible to go and seek, loans or whatever it is on behalf of the business. You see what I'm saying? So we become a very powerful client within Chase or whatever bank we're using. Does everybody see the logic in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I set up a group on Facebook called the 100 Strong,
Absolutely.
and you know I could not get 1,000 people to actually participate. Well, hey, but that's just either here or there. But but you can look the group up. The group is on Facebook. It's called the 100 Strong, and I've got videos on YouTube titled the 100 Strong, where I pitched the idea to a bunch of people, and I couldn't get 1,000 people to really participate. But
Calvin,
yeah,
I'm a member. This is Brandy Washington. I'm a member of the 100 Strong.
yes,
I would just say, once you get started, just start moving and making momentum. The people will come.
yeah,
So you just got to move on
yeah,
without them, waiting for the
exactly,
1,000. The people will come when they see the work, and by that
exactly.
time we'll have taken off. So
Yeah,
it is what it is. I'm
and
with you.
and thank you for that, because like I said, Brandon, she's a member of the 100 Strong. Like I said, I've got about maybe, I think about 100, 150 people that was actually on board, ready to go like Brandy. I mean, ready to go full stream ahead, but just trying to get, because the magic number is 1,000. The magic number is 1,000. Just like that magic number on your credit score is 700, mid score. And for those of you who are wondering, yeah, I dream business ideas. This is my thought process 24/7. Okay. I'm notoriously always thinking about different business ideas, business structures. If I have an idea at 1 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I get on the computer, and I will be on that computer trying to hash it out. And I'm talking about building a website, the whole 9 yards. And I might be on that computer until 2 o'clock the next day. Because that's just how I'm built. Now, am I a hard person to live with? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am. But that's who I am. Okay, that's who I am. I made a promise to myself that I would never be homeless again. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that, but as a man, that is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Most devaluing and the most emasculating, most degrading, most emasculating type of experience a man can ever experience is being homeless and not be able to take care of his family. And I promise that I would never be in that situation again. Okay, so that's what drives me. So y'all know that's what drives me. Okay, and some people will call me materialistic. Some people will call me whatever. Call me what you want, but you ain't gonna never call me homeless. Okay.
I hear you.
All right. Any more questions?
One more question.
Yes, ma'am.
I actually got an offer from Dun and Bradstreet to do my accounting,
Mm-hmm.
and set up my businesses for S Corp. Would they be able to direct me or help me with business lines of credit, or help me establish?
I think Dun & Bradstreet can help you with business lines of credit. They don't do so much, because most people who help you with business lines of credit stuff, they're acting as a brokerage, or they're acting as an agent, which means you're gonna have to, which means they get money from it. They get paid a certain percentage from the lines of credit and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? They're not gonna charge you anything up front. They shouldn't. If anybody charges you anything up front to establish business lines of credit, this is that, walk away. So
Don't do it.
that's not how That's not how. Right there, just walk away. That's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. That's not how it's supposed to be done. Because if they are offering lines of credit, they get their money. They get their money once the line of credit is established and you make your monthly payments, whatever, they're paid by their company. Okay, so don't do it. If they're questioning you the way, to get this line of credit slip, you got to pay $2,000 up front. No.
No, they haven't said anything like that.
Yeah,
pay them up front. They haven't
now
said that.
and Dun and Bradstreet should,
Now they're gonna charge you. They're
Yeah.
going to charge you. They're gonna want to put you on a plan as well. So they're going
Yeah.
to charge you. They probably didn't reach there yet, but they are going to charge you.
Yeah,
Just go out and do it.
But yeah, they're not gonna do it for nothing. They're gonna charge.
Yep.
All right, but there you have it, people. That's my presentation. I'm gonna be eventually we're gonna have our own website and everything that's gonna be set up. The Quiet Millionaires Club, and that's the name that I've chosen. I hope y'all like that name, because that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna start a group on Facebook called the Quiet Millionaires Club. I'm gonna start a group on LinkedIn and things like that too. So, and the reason why we're doing that, because we want to have a web presence. We want to create that web presence, and there's no better way to create a web presence than social media. Okay, I'm probably gonna start a YouTube channel called the Quiet Millionaires Club and everything. So it's gonna be, we're gonna be across the spectrum. Now, our business name won't be the Quiet Millionaires Club. Okay, we're gonna have to come up with a business name, and I am taking, interviews who want to make suggestions for, the Conglomerate business name. Feel free to send me, your suggestions and things like that, and we'll take them on advisement, and then we'll get together from time to time. I will be calling these type of events together. From those, especially those of you who are sending me the emails and the inboxes and stuff into my DM and things like that. We're gonna form a clubhouse group. Are y'all familiar with Clubhouse?
Yeah.
I'm gonna form a
Yes.
clubhouse group.
Yes.
And I'm gonna send out an invite to all of you all to join that clubhouse group, so we can get together and discuss how we're moving forward. Okay?
I got one question, Calvin.
Yes. Yep.
So for us who are interested, let's say we have the credit score, should we move ahead and just set up our business? Like, I know how to do it and get it within a week.
Knock yourself out, man.
And then
look. It's like I told y'all, I'm not gonna hold anybody back. We're not gonna hold anybody back.
No, I mean, just get the LLC, just get at least an LLC set up, and then.
Oh yeah. I mean, the more work you go in and get started, the less I have to do. So,
Okay, yeah, that's the easy part is the LLC, the EIN number. That can be taken care of in about a week.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who are wondering, yes, it does cost to set up your LLC. Okay, depending on what state you're in, I've seen it cost as little as $25. I've seen it cost as high as $375. In Florida, what is it, about $275 here? I'm here there.
And honestly, I don't even remember.
I don't set up so many, but I think it's about
I don't remember.
I think it's about $275.
Yes, I think it's around there.
Yeah, I do mine through Rocket Lawyer. I have them to do it. I have them to do it for me, because I got a premium membership with Rocket Lawyer. They usually charge me like an extra $175 or something like that, extra $200 to have it done. So
Yeah, I recommend that. I recommend them too.
Yeah, Rocket Lawyer is pretty good. I do all my contracts and agreements and everything is done through Rocket Lawyer. So there you go.
So just one more question, Calvin. So if we do the LLC, we get all that set up. We'll just leave the banking stuff when we discuss with you. Leave that out.
Exactly. Because I'm going to be getting all of you all your information. Then I'm going to be reaching out to the financial institution that I have contacts with. I'm going to be reaching out to them. I also have the layout for how to structure a business that would give you the greatest chance of approval for a line of credit. Okay, I worked with a gentleman who helped me do my first line of credit, and he laid out all the things that under the business, like the checkpoints. Check this out, get this, okay, you got that, you got that, you got that. So I have that layout, and I'll be sharing that with you all once we all get our stuff together, and I'll be sharing with you all things that you need to have done, and that way we can just go down the checklist. And once we get all the checks done, then we go to the financial institution, got this in place, this in place, this in place, and it should be a no-brainer.
Okay, and you said that might take the process about between 3 and 4 months.
Between 3 and 4 months, I say give it 6 months before you can start actually seeing your revenue from your leasing. Because remember, we got to get your business set up. We got to get everything in place to get you ready to be line of credit worthy. Okay, get your business set up, get it established, get the presence. Because it's gonna take time to get your presence, your online presence, your Google listings and that. And there are things that we're gonna be doing that I'm gonna be doing for you all too, like sharing your stuff on YouTube like mad crazy. I'm gonna be showing you all and encouraging you all to create YouTube content. I don't care if it's just your phone, you go live, you can download on YouTube, or you go live on YouTube. It's very important that you create a video presence online. YouTube is the best place to do that. And there's other places like Instagram and TikTok. Okay. I wasn't a big fan of TikTok, but I am now. Okay, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Okay, great. Just anything talking about your business, anything, and make sure you are tagging your business every time. You're mentioning your business every time, like I do with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Hey, this is Calvin with the RBBS. If you pull up, let me show y'all. This is what I mean by having a business presence. You want to have a business presence because let's say if I go here, I just Google, and I Google and that is right there, Logistics Learning Center. If you Google that, because this is what banks are going to do. Banks are going to Google, right? And they're going to look for your name, right? And when they Google me, look at that. RBBS Transport, LLC, the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Get started today. RBBS Logistics Learning Center, Facebook, Freight Broker School, RBBS Logistics Learning Center. RBBS Logistics Learning Center is no appointment. Career fairs, RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Video, RBBS Logistics Learning Center. This is what banks are gonna do. If they Google you and you ain't there, you ain't getting no loan. You ain't getting no line of credit. Don't nobody know you. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you Google my other stuff, Diary of a Homeless Entrepreneur, right? I'm not the only person that does Diary of a Homeless, this stuff. You got a lot of other people who do some of that. But look here, at the top of the list when it comes to YouTube, there I am, right? Diary of a Homeless Entrepreneur in Tallahassee, day one. Diary of a Homeless Entrepreneur and Father on Blogspot, that's me. Calvin Butler, Diary of a Homeless Entrepreneur. Diary of, I mean, all of this, look at that. That's mine. That's mine. A lot of this stuff, that's mine. So, you got all these different places where people, even got my first business that I started when I was homeless, Dog Wild. You see what I'm saying? This is what we mean by you got to establish a presence online. Because if they can't find you, if they Google you and they got to go 3-4 pages just to see your stuff, chances are they're not going to give you a loan. They're not going to, give you that line of credit. Okay? You want to be upfront, out there, and, so people can find you. Make sense?
True. I never see what place I'm in. I have to go Google Mines right now.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, so just put your stuff out there, man. That's why every day I make it a point to shoot some type of, I don't care if it's just a little 20-second video or if I'm in the car driving and I come on and talk about something, I'm not doing business-wise concerning RBBS. Same thing's gonna be the case with the Quiet Millionaires Club. Every day I'm gonna make a point to say, get on there and do something with the Quiet Millionaires Club. Share it on YouTube, share it on LinkedIn, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram. Tag my Facebook stuff in it.
Wow. I'm actually on the first page of I checked my business and it's on the first page of Google.
There you go. See, that's what you want to. That's where you want to be, because the banks are gonna do the exact same thing. While you're sitting there talking to them, and y'all know how they do. You sitting there, they just type it. They Google you.
Mm-hmm.
they look you up. Okay. Oh, shoot. They got a distance learning school. They got a vocational school. Okay. I'm dealing with the real player here. They try to determine if they're gonna show you to the door or take you upstairs. One or the other. Okay, that's what they're trying to. They're trying to make that decision. So help them out by having a present, and that's what they're going to be doing. Yeah.
Hey, when I Google my name, the first one on the list, it's under U-Ship for some reason.
Yeah, because you have a big presence on U-Ship. That you made a lot of money on U-Ship. A lot of money. I mean, $10,000 a week is they ain't in the laugh at. So for those of you out there who need a loan, go to Darren. Yeah, I remember when Darren started with the RBBS Just Learning Center, and I remember the first phone call we had. He said, "Man, I'll be honest with you. I ain't got the money to pay for this course, but I'm gonna scrounge it up somehow." And within the first the first 3-4 weeks there, it was on your way.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but he just did it. He did it, and he didn't make excuses. He didn't, and I tell people all the time. People always call me up and ask me, "Well, how much money can I make dispatching freight, or how much do you think I can do?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I don't know. I don't know you. I mean, I don't know if you're a go-getter. I don't know if you're lazy. I don't know if you're a hustler. I don't know if you're a procrastinator. Here's what I know. I know that we provide you with all the tools, resources, training to support everything you need to be successful. Now, the question is, what do you think you can do? Because you know you better than I do. Okay, you can lie to me and tell me anything, but you can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. Okay?
Hey, Calvin.
Yeah.
With that said, I would love for you to give the schedule on the training for the week again, because I notice a lot of guys, especially for dispatch training. I notice when it comes to the training night, we don't have a lot of guys on the platform, and then they have a lot of questions.
Yeah, our dispatch training is every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we broadcast it live on YouTube. So you can go to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and look for the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Subscribe to our channel, and then you can you can click the alert button that lets you know when I go live on YouTube. Okay, but every Thursday night we have our dispatch training, and it's broadcast live on YouTube every Thursday night. Now a lot of y'all probably say, "Well, why don't you broadcast it live? Let's give it away free," because our platform is not about the information. I mean, yes, we give away the information on how you can dispatch freight. Because all of our training sessions are broadcast live. I give that stuff away free. People join our platform because it has tools and resources. We save them almost $400 to $600 per month. Because if they're gonna do this, they're gonna need access to loads, at least 4 or 5. We give them access to more than 100 loads. They're gonna need access to shippers. Okay, shippers list costs anywhere from $500 to $2,500 per list. We give our students access to all 19 million plus shippers registered in the United States. They're gonna need access to owner-operators located site, a way to contact and pull up owner-operators to hit them with a pitch. Well, we give them access to an owner-operated, several owner-operated locator sites where they can connect and call up and pull up every owner-operated race in the United States. And we also provide them with the script and training on what to say to them to get them to sign their dispatch agreement on top of providing them with the sample dispatch agreement that they can use. And there's a whole bunch of other tools, resources that we give, like access to $140,000 of operational training videos, our live training, access to logistics library, as every word, phrase, and term ever used in trucking. So we give away all this, and on top of that, all your documents, contracts, and your agreement form. That stuff is what people are paying for when they're putting out there. They're not paying for the quote unquote the class or everybody has a class course. Okay, I can take a handful of rocks right now, and if the internet was my front yard, I can take a handful of rocks and throw it out there and hit 50 classes and courses. Everybody has it, but nobody gives you tools, resources, training, support, and access to a network that saves you $400 to $600 per month on the business that you're going to be doing anyway. Okay, that's the niche that we feel. Okay, because I always try to come up with things that are tangible, that gives you more and gives you tangible things that you can use, and that sets us aside from everybody else in that industry. Okay, so and that's just an insight on who I am, as a business person and how I operate and what my motivations are. So there you have it. All right, that's gonna about do it. I promise you all that we'll be out of here by 4:15. It is 4:13. So look, everybody. I thank you all for joining us. I thank all my YouTube people. We have a big turnout today. A big turnout. We got a lot of people here. Had a lot of people to turn out on YouTube. A lot of people turn out here. I think we had over 100 people registered on our Facebook event page, and we had just about that many that turned out. So I thank you all for turning out. I thank you all for taking the time to listen to me. Hope you all liked it. If you did, great. If you didn't, and you think I'm a blowhard and just full of shit, hey, that's good too. I appreciate you for putting up with me. But let's try to make this a breakout. Okay, let's try to make this a breakout. I haven't done bad. I've been doing better every year, but I want you all to do good too. Okay, that's if I can make you all successful, then I'm successful, and vice versa. So let's make that happen. All right, everybody. Yeah.
How many millionaires you trying to make this year?
I'm trying to make all y'all millionaires this year. I'm trying to make. Look. If we do this right, if we do this right, not the first year, but by the time you hit now we're being realistic. By the time you hit that third year, because that first year is going to take, first we got to build your presence, we got to do the groundwork. And then probably about the second half of the first year is when you're going to start seeing your revenue from your leasing. So getting the leases out there. And then that second year, right? Once you've done your leasing for a year, you make money from that, then you pay down your line of credit, and then you re-up again twice as many trucks you did the first year. Then that second year, you're closing that gap on your structural income. So the structural income right now is here, especially if you're in trucking. If you're a trucking company, if you're an owner-operator, if you're a dispatcher, if you're a freight broker, your trucking income is here, okay? This residual, passive, quiet millionaire money is going to be here. That first year is going to go like that. That second year is going to be like this. Every year after that, this is going to just steady keep going up. Okay, and the goal is by your second year to have each and every last one of you all at close $400,000 to $500,000. By the time you hit that third and fourth year, you're going to jump into that millionaire, that quiet millionaire range, and you're going to be quietly building on top of that. You'll be quietly building that every year, because every year the goal is to re-up on your trucks, on your assets. It's a double up on your assets each year after that. Okay, just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. If you stick to the plan and just work, I tell people all the time, Darren will tell you, then I always say what, Darren? Just what? Just do the steps. If you just do the steps, if you do the steps, you do the work, you do the steps, it will work out. Trust me now, I know. I started from a homeless shelter and I just did the step. I just stayed focused. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna come at you. Look. I deal with a lot of stuff outside of this, but you all would never know. Do I have ups and downs? Do I have turmoil in my life? Do I have relationship problems? Yes, we all do. We all do, but you all would never know it because I stay focused. Don't let outside stuff distract you from your goal. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, and you can take this to heart. Everybody is not meant to follow where God is leading. Sometimes there may be someone who's very close to you. Sometimes it might just be a friend. Sometimes it might be a parent, it might be a brother or sister, it might be a husband or a wife. But everybody is not meant to follow where God is leading. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with it. Don't sacrifice your dreams and goals because someone else doesn't want to follow.
So true.
Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll hate yourself for the rest of your life. Don't do it. Okay? So don't let whatever turmoil you got going on, don't let that affect what you got right here. There's old saying, never let them see you sweat. That's what that means. Don't ever let them see you sweat. Okay? You all will never see me sweat. Do I sweat off camera? Yeah. Do I, sometimes hang my head and cry? Yeah. But you never know it. Because you gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused. And if you stay focused, you will always be all right. All right? We're gonna close it out with that. Look, everybody. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Much love to all of you all. Let's make this happen. You all have my information, everything y'all want to do. If y'all want to sign off and say anything, now it's time to open up the mics and just, say your little thanks, goodbyes, hey, thanks. Calvin,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Calvin.
Appreciate it, Calvin.
Everybody, this has been Calvin Butler, and we have a lot of people here today, and I appreciate everybody for joining us. Everybody on YouTube, thank y'all again for joining us on YouTube. And remember, we have our training for Monday nights. We usually have our franchise training. I don't hit that every Monday night. I try to hit it, but every Thursday night we have dispatch training, and every Saturday we have freight broker training. And I'm starting back the load report every morning, Monday through Friday, from 6 a.m. to about 7 a.m. where I give away freight online and show people how to do it, how to book freight for carriers and dispatchers. And I give away that freight for free online every morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm sorry, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Those of you who are brave enough to get up that time in the morning. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. And don't forget, hit me up I'm looking for the inboxes and those emails, and I'll be reaching out to all of you all.
Thank you again.